this fiscal update does not respond to the urgency of the problems that people are up against. The vague promise of a one-time payment in the future does not respond to vulnerable seniors who have lost their homes because of the clawbacks to their financial supports, who can't afford to put food on the table or to pay their bills. It is not an action that is in line with how serious the crisis is that they're faced with. The fact that there's nothing in this fiscal update to implement any of the measures that they promised to do, to ban blind bidding, to end or put a tax on foreign buyers, or to put a tax on house flipping, real measures that could have helped make housing more affordable. So the lack of urgency and the lack of a response to deal with what people are dealing with right now, to respond to their worries, is why this fiscal update is really a failure.
After having spent $500 billion, the Liberal government is celebrating a massive $144 billion deficit and only a modest recovery from an economy that had literally stopped a year ago. Instead of addressing the inflation crisis, instead of dealing with the cost of living crisis impacting millions of Canadians, Mr. Trudeau and the Liberal government will continue to make life more expensive for Canadian families and seniors. This is why inflation matters. This is why monetary policy matters. This is why job creation, our competitiveness, trade with the United States, our economic future matters. Mr. Prime Minister, budgets don't balance themselves. Credit card bills don't pay themselves. And I'm sorry to say that we have a Prime Minister who doesn't think about inflation and how it impacts the cost of living on families and seniors. We need a plan for prosperity and investment. We need a plan to fight inflation. We need a plan to build more homes. We need a plan to give more Canadians a break. We can secure a future for our children and grandchildren, but it will take a prudent plan focused on growth. What we saw today from the Liberal government is a misleading presentation suggesting everything is great, alongside some empty promises and no real plan for recovery. Minister Freeland promises to raise your taxes, and she will saddle our kids with more debt. This is more of a failure of leadership statement than a fall economic statement.